Harry Potter star is probably the prettiest woman in the world. With the untimely death of Robbie Coltrane, who portrayed Hagrid, we're checking in with the rest of the Harry Potter cast to see where the wizarding world is now. Most Harry Potter fans are used to watching their favorite characters wave their wands, but let's start at the beginning. Here's how 40 of the original cast members looked back then and how they appear today. But be warned, several of the performers are practically unidentifiable outside of their costumes. Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy. Tom Felton won honors for his portrayal as the villain Draco Malfoy, the bully everyone despises. "If young children boo me, that makes my day," he said. In truth, Felton is opposed to Draco. "Do you want to hear a secret?" he asked a young Potter fan in 2017. "In actual life, I'm a decent person. Draco's the only one who's cruel." Clemens Poise, Fleur Delacour. Clemens Poise had a short appearance as Fleur Delacour in the Harry Potter films, but she left an impact. And the Quarter Villa must have wowed talent scouts as well as viewers since she's now a popular French television actress. Poise fans may see her in the dark thriller The Tunnel and the 2021 film And Therapy. You may have also seen her star in Tenet. Hugh Mitchell, Colin Creevey. In The Chamber of Secrets, remember tiny Colin Creevey and his camera? He's become so big. Hugh Mitchell, Colin's actor, has been in The Da Vinci Code as young Silas since Colin's terrible death. He's also been in a slew of TV shows, and his life has begun to mirror art. Hugh, like his Harry Potter counterpart, is an avid photographer. His art may be seen on Instagram. James and Oliver Phelps, Fred and George Weasley. James and Oliver Phelps skipped school to audition for the roles of Fred and George Weasley. Arguably, their most iconic movie scene was the moment Fred died. Oliver was understandably moved by the death of his real-life sibling on film. "I took one look at James on the stretcher and burst into tears," recalled the actor. "I can't even imagine how it would feel to lose him." Aww. Luke Youngblood, Lee Jordan. Luke Youngblood played Quidditch pundit Lee Jordan in the first two Harry Potter films. And, like Lee, Youngblood has utilized his voice to reach a wider audience. Since his time on the Harry Potter set, the actor has contributed his dulcet tones to some video games and animated television shows. He seemed to have discovered his calling. Chris Ranken, Percy Weasley. Chris Rankin's most famous role in front of the camera was most likely that of Percy Weasley in the Harry Potter films. But he's also dabbled with stuff behind the scenes. Ranken was the production coordinator for 7 episodes of Downton Abbey and 8 episodes of A Discovery of Witches on television. It's a big step up from head boy. Jamie Waylett, Vincent Krab. In most of the Harry Potter films, Vincent Krab, portrayed by Jamie Waylett, was one of Draco's thugs. Unfortunately, Waylett's involvement in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 was cut due to a criminal charge. That seemed to be the end of his career as well, since he hasn't acted since. Alfie Enoch, Dean Thomas. While Dean Thomas was not a member of Harry's inner group, he did feature in the majority of the films. Alfie Enoch told Entertainment Weekly in 2016 that he enjoyed Dean's grounded demeanor, stating, "I always felt Dean was quite funny. He's just like any other person." Other noteworthy performances by the actor? He played Wes in the TV drama How to Get Away with Murder. Perhaps you've heard of it. Frank Delane, teen Tom Riddle. This may come as a surprise to Fear the Walking Dead fans. Frank Delane, who portrays Nick, is the Half-Blood Prince's adolescent Tom Riddle. Yes, indeed, while both of those characters are no longer on the big screen, you can get your fix of Delane in 2021's The Girlfriend Experience. Harry Melling, Dudley Dursley. Coincidentally, another Harry, Melling, portrayed Harry Potter's evil cousin, Dudley, and the actor lost so much weight during the shooting that he almost lost the part. Yikes! Thankfully, special effects saved the day. In case you didn't know Melling, he portrayed Harry Bentley in The Queen's Gambit. Miranda Richardson, Rita Skeeter. Miranda Richardson played the devious Rita Skeeter in 2 Harry Potter films, The Goblet of Fire, and The Deathly Hallows Part 1. Following the conclusion of the film franchise, she told Behind the Lens that the Harry Potter series is ageless. "I think it's a great thing to be a part of," Richardson said back in 2011. "I think it's something that's going to last, even though special effects move at its own pace." Jamie Yates, Marcus Flint. Marcus Flint, the Slytherin Quidditch player with the big teeth, is a character from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Because of his, well, unique mouth, his actor, Jamie Yates, had to wear dentures. But Yates looks a lot better these days, and he's now a successful model, which may surprise you. Jessie Cave, Lavender Brown. Lavender Brown, Harry's fellow Gryffindor classmate, was portrayed by Jessie Cave in the final 3 Harry Potter films. However, Cave has subsequently expanded her career. She's currently a popular stand-up comedian in addition to performing in several TV series. She'll also be portraying a character named Belinda Potter in the forthcoming animated film, The Potters. Isn't the world a strange place? Domhnall Gleeson, Bill Weasley. Domhnall Gleeson, who played Bill Weasley in the Harry Potter films, has a familial connection to the franchise. Do you remember Mad-Eye Moody? Brendan, Domhnall's father, portrayed him. And, like his father, the Irish actor has gone from strength to strength since then. You may remember him from Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, and its sequel, The Rise of Skywalker. Katie Leung, Cho Chang. Katie Leung as Cho Chang has moved on for her role as Harry Potter's love interest. Her latest performances, notably one in Jackie Chan's The Foreigner, have mostly celebrated her Chinese roots. These on-screen appearances have been memorable and intricate thanks to the celebrity. Just because they've been so race-specific doesn't mean that I'm playing this one-dimensional character, Leung told the BBC in 2016. Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall. It's difficult to envision anybody else as Professor McGonagall now that we've seen Maggie Smith in the role. Smith told the Evening Standard in 2019 that the role didn't exactly stretch her and wasn't what you'd call satisfying. That may seem harsh, but the seasoned actress was thankful for the chance anyway. She also said that participating in the Harry Potter films helped her to become even closer to her 5 grandkids. Ah. Matthew Lewis, Neville Longbottom. The change of Matthew Lewis from unassuming youngster to muscular stud spawned the phrase Neville Longbottom, or more simply, turning hot. Lewis, on the other hand, is humble about his accomplishment, telling Hello Giggles in 2018, "I never thought in my wildest dreams that one day I would have coined a phrase." After putting the Harry Potter films behind him, the heartthrob has been a fixture on British television, appearing in the horrific thriller Ripper Street and the more peaceful All Creatures Great and Small. Scarlet Hefner, Pansy Parkinson. Scarlet Hefner, nee Byrne, portrayed Slytherin witch Pansy Parkinson in the last 3 Harry Potter films. It wasn't her only appearance in a sci-fi series. She also appeared in TNT's alien invasion thriller Falling Skies. And while she wasn't as bad as Nora Hildegard in The Vampire Diaries on the CW. Does her new surname ring a bell? This is most likely due to her 2019 marriage to the son of late Playboy billionaire Hugh Hefner. Robbie Coltrane, Rubeus Hagrid. Hagrid's popularity extended beyond the Harry Potter novels, and the late Robbie Coltrane masterfully depicted the benevolent half-giant in the movie. However, the British actor said in 2009 that he didn't recognize himself once the makeup artist had completed transforming him into the Big Wizard. What was Coltrane's response when he saw his reflection? "Good God, who's that?" Sadly, Coltrane died in October of 2022. Nobody else could have portrayed Hagrid, and his co-stars and fans will remember him warmly. Jason Isaacs, Lucius Malfoy. Before Harry Potter, Jason Isaacs had already played several memorable roles. Playing the vile Lucius Malfoy just added to the enchantment. After his audition, Isaacs became so engrossed in the Harry Potter novels, which he referred to as crack, that he read 4 of them in a row. With that type of zeal, it's no wonder he made such a compelling antagonist. Shefali Chowdhury and Afshaf Azad, Parvati and Padma Patil. Padma and Parvati Patil were performed by Harry Potter regulars Chiali Chow and Afshaf Azad. Azad may still be seen in front of a camera, but she's more likely to strike a posture during modeling assignments these days. Chowdhury, on the other hand, has been in several short films in recent years, including Odilo Fabian, in which they co-star with Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey, and Stephen King's adaptation, I Am the Doorway. Gary Oldman, Sirius Black. Gary Oldman, who portrayed Harry's tragically destined godfather, Sirius Black, brought his unquestionable acting skills to the part. But the Oscar-winning actor didn't believe the show was beneath him. Quite the opposite. Being a part of Harry Potter's a great thing, Oldman told Balloting America in 2016. It's a cinematic phenomenon, and no one will ever accomplish anything like it or even come close to it again. Josh Herdman, Gregory Goyle. Josh Herdman was as terrifying as Gregory Goyle. Draco's goon, on the other hand, would have been considerably scary if he possessed Herdman's combat talents. Yes, the actor began training in mixed martial arts in 2016, albeit he continues to appear on television to this day. Righteous in 2018's Robin Hood and Stan in the British TV series Alex Rider are two of his most prominent post-Potter appearances. Devin Murray, Seamus Finnegan. Do you remember Seamus Finnegan? He was the Irish magician who, well, burst from time to time. And he was played by Devin Murray, who's only appeared in one other film since, Damo and Ivor, the movie in 2018. Murray, on the other hand, seems to be satisfied, as seen by his Instagram profile. "You've made me the happiest person in the world," he wrote in February 2021 on the networking site. To whom was he referring? His infant son. Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort. The wicked Lord Voldemort did more than merely make an imprint on devotees. No, he affected renowned performer Ralph Fiennes. Fiennes joked on BBC Newsnight in 2019 that he wouldn't want to see anybody else in the part. "I feel a kind of affection for Voldemort," the Oscar nominee stated. "So if there was a world in which Voldemort came back, I would be very possessive about wanting to reprise that." Pam Ferris, Aunt Marge. Aunt Marge didn't have the most prominent position in the Potterverse, but fans will remember her as the awful lady who ridiculed Harry until he turned her into a balloon. Pam Ferris had been busy after the movies with TV productions, most notably as Sister Evangelina in Call the Midwife. She also has another connection to fantasy, having played Mrs. Faulkner in the 2019 film Tolkien, which is about the Lord of the Rings author. David Bradley, Argus Filch. Although we despise David Bradley's character, Argus Filch, we're relieved that his cat, Mrs. Norris, was not transformed into a permanent monument. Bradley, on the other hand, has scarcely slowed down since the Harry Potter films were out. He's been in Captain America, The First Avenger, and the horror series The Strain, among other things. And you may remember him as Walder Frey from the Game of Thrones. He's also not opposed to voice acting, so you could have heard his vocal abilities without even recognizing it. Imelda Staunton, Dolores Umbridge. Few villains stir as much rage as the former Defense Against the Dark Arts instructor, Dolores Umbridge. Her actress appeared to despise her as well. Imelda Staunton told Entertainment Weekly in 2016, "I think Dolores is a monster and should be played as such." That's not a small statement. Perhaps Staunton will find it light relief to play Queen Elizabeth II in Season 5 of The Crown. Sean Biggerstaff, Oliver Wood. Sean Biggerstaff's surname nearly sounds like a name for a Potterverse wand. Perhaps he was intended to portray Oliver Wood, the teenage Quidditch captain in The Sorcerer's Stone and The Chamber of Secrets. Biggerstaff has appeared in a slew of TV shorts since his Potter days. His next, well, major part, however, is in the enigmatic forthcoming movie Hector and Himself. Shirley Henderson, Moaning Myrtle. Do you remember Moaning Myrtle, the frightening 14-year-old girl who haunted the Hogwarts toilets? Shirley Henderson, who was in her mid-30s at the time she featured in The Chamber of Secrets, portrayed her. We're stunned. Henderson, on the other hand, has played more mature characters, most notably Jude in Bridget Jones's Baby. She also portrayed Babu Frick in the Star Wars film The Rise of Skywalker. Bonnie Wright, Ginny Weasley. Ginny Weasley's significance in the Potterverse expanded as the film series progressed. She even became Harry Potter's wife, spoiler warning. Bonnie Wright was essentially shown herself to be a Renaissance lady since leaving those flicks behind. She's performed, modeled, and worked behind the camera as a short film director and producer. Where does she get the time? Ian Hart, Professor Quirrell. Ian Hart got ahead of the game when he played Professor Quirrell, Lord Voldemort's host body. So what does he do when the embodiment of evil isn't linked to his skull? For starters, he'll be on British television. Hart's credits include the critically acclaimed alternative history series Noughts and Crosses and the crime thriller Tin Star. However, you may recognize him best from Netflix's Viking drama The Last Kingdom. Michael Gambon, Albus Dumbledore. Following the unfortunate death of Richard Harris, Sir Michael Gambon stepped in to portray Albus Dumbledore. In 2015, Future Movies spoke to the veteran actor about how he eased back into the role of Hogwarts headmaster for Fantastic Beasts. Apparently, it wasn't a huge deal. "Well, I don't really have to play anymore," Gambon said. "I just put on a beard and play me, so it's not a big deal." That's all right. Natalia Tena, Nymphadora Tonks. Natalia Tena excels at portraying well-known figures. Tonks, her metamorphizing witch alter ego, is a fan favorite, as is Osha, her Game of Thrones wilding character. Can she replicate the approach in her enigmatic 2021 series, Wolf? Time will tell, but given Tena's chameleonic acting abilities, we wouldn't be shocked. Evanna Lynch, Luna Lovegood. Evanna Lynch's endearing portrayal as the quirky Luna Lovegood won over many, including, it seems, autistic children. "I always get a lot of letters from people with autism who relate to Luna a lot," Lynch said to Insider in 2020. "Everyone's unique, and every case of autism is unique. But I believe they see Luna as someone who doesn't quite fit in."